live, guys. Welcome to our Paramotor Nation. Tonight we are having an Meet the Community segment, basically meaning that we're going to talk to two individuals who have been so awesome in our chats, in our sport, have really been good proponents of the games. And we're going to meet them tonight and find out why they got into paramotoring. But first, let's talk to our fantastic animal, PPG gorilla, Rick Davies. So what have you been up to this week? I can't wait to hear.
What's up, guys? Oh, not much. I've been a little bit under the weather lately, and I've just been home in bed. Nothing really much going on. Nothing much to talk about. Oh, I saw on Facebook they're doing a class over at Wauchula, and apparently there's a doppelganger, somebody that looks just like me. I think he's a little bit heavier than I am, but he's trying to foot launch, so I wish him the best of luck. So I don't know what's going on over there, but yeah, I'm just here, just chilling. What's up with you guys?
Oh my goodness. Well, I got my office painted, even though I have also been under the weather. I have one nostril free right now, so life is good. It's amazing how you don't realize how little you can breathe until you can.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I know you know what I'm talking about right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So did get my office painted. I'll be putting that up on Facebook. So if anybody is following along on some of our home improvements in this house that we just bought, that's all on Facebook. So unfortunately have not been making the videos, but I swear to God, guys, I swear, as soon as life slows down, right? It's supposed to slow down.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. That's going to happen. So that's the plan. And
here's the deal. I'm gonna have to come clean. I was over at Wauchula, and Mike Cotter and Justin Fox from Fly My PPG are over there teaching a class along with One Up Adventures with Kyle Mooney and Travis are over there, and those guys have agreed to train me for foot launching. So I spent some time over there Saturday and worked on my kiting technique and did some motor work, and I'll probably foot launch with those guys like next weekend. So pretty exciting.
Fantastic. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to hear about that. But first, Shane and Walter, do you have your YouTube up? Can you mute your YouTube?
I don't have mine up.
You don't have yours up?
I think we're getting some feedback from Shane because it's highlighting on your channel a lot there. I don't know if it's feedback from the microphone or.
Hold on.
You might need to put your earbuds in, Shane, if you have them.
Okay, awesome.
Cool.
So you haven't gotten in the air yet?
I haven't gotten in the air yet. I worked on my kiting technique was lacking, and Mike Cotter and Justin Fox worked with me extensively on Saturday and got that really dialed in. Now they're working with students, so they're kind enough to spend a little extra time with me, and their students are going to come first. But they got through that, and they really wanted me to get me in the simulator to make sure I can get into the seat okay before they launch me. And I felt like I was ready, but those guys are they have my safety in mind, so I agree with whatever they say. And I'll go back over probably midweek and work a little bit, and then next weekend hopefully launch.
Oh, I can't wait to fly with you.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So awesome.
I'm excited. I'm excited about it. I don't know why. I didn't really want a foot launch, but now I'm just like, I want to do it. Just so I can say I did it.
Yeah, it's different, right? It's not better. It's not worse. It's just different. And it gives you just one more tool in your tool bag. That's all it is.
That's right. It opens up opportunities for me. Like if I want to go fly to the beach, over there at Wauchula, Todd Falstad was over there, and he flies the beach a lot. And he said, anytime come up, you got a place to stay. That opens another door for me to have more flights and fly more places. So it's exciting.
Oh, well, I need to talk to Todd Falstad then.
Yeah.
I love flying the beach. I absolutely love it. That is one thing that I am missing now living in Lakeland. Truly.
Yeah.
One thing I am definitely missing. So
We have such a great community of people that we have friends all over the place and all over the world, literally. So we always got somewhere to go.
Oh, we're going to be crashing at Walter's eventually.
Yeah.
I don't know where Dave Ruff is yet, but hold on just a second. We got to say that Dave Wolf is not with us tonight because he is on a date night with his wife at the movies. So basically, the cards were laid out, and so he has been wrangled.
Dave puts in a ton of time and a ton of work into our Paramotor Nation, into the website and into the shows and everything. So we decided we'd give him the night off and he could spend a little time with his wife.
Yeah.
It was a vote of 2-1, but
yeah.
So that is where Dave Wolf is tonight. He has already sent us pictures of the movie screen, and I'm not sure what movie they're watching, but apparently they're the only ones in the theater. So
you know what
that means.
I saw his vlog this morning, and he messaged me about the show, and he said he wasn't going to be on. He was taking his missus out, and I said, "Why don't you take her to Paramotor Nation? Buy some takeout and a 6-pack. What more could she want?"
What more can you want?
Yeah.
Okay, Dave Ruff, the trike flyer, who has flown.
Yeah, and actually right now, my team seems to be walking in, so hopefully they remember that I am live on the air. Of course, they didn't because I just slammed the door. So if you make sure everybody is pretty quiet. Anyway, hi.
Hi.
Howdy
How have you been this week?
I've been pretty good. I've got real unstable signal, guys. So if I'm kind of cracking in and out, I apologize. I did see Rittman and Slow Days say hi in the chat. Hello to you guys. Yeah, haven't flown since my trike flight about 4 or 5 days ago, and am getting ready to head out to the flying circus. If nobody knows what the flying circus is, think Burning Man mixed with paramotors and aircraft.
Ooh. Wow. That's got to be a bucket list for me.
I like the look of those mountains near you, Dave.
Those are the Superstition Mountains. They're about 2 miles right out in front of me right now, right over there. So,
yes,
yeah,
good.
I can't wait. I can't wait to go to the flight, and I want to go to Salton Sea, which we'll talk about that in just a second. But would you be willing to take us through our sponsors, darling?
Well, only if you ask nicely. Okay, I will. All right, guys. Like I said, I got kind of an unstable signal, so I apologize if I cut in and out. If I do, just, I don't know, smack me. So, guys, our sponsors. We are sponsored by several sponsors on our Paramotor Nation. We love each and every single one of them. I'm going to go ahead and get them out there for you. Guys, you really need to check out our Paramotor Nation and click on their links and check out their wares and services. We got some really fantastic people. First one is iFly Indiana, power paragliding training. iFly Indiana provides US PPA certified power paragliding or paramotor training on our equipment or yours for a mere $2,000. Guys, if you shop around, that is an absolutely phenomenal rate to be able to go out and learn to fly. So make sure you're checking out iFly Indiana. That brings us to Wicked Wings Logos, Craig Taylor. I'm actually going to be getting this logo right here printed off, and I will be putting it up on my wing here real soon, guys. So make sure you're checking that out. Check out Paramotor Crazy. I know he has his logo up and going, and I know there's a couple others out there too. He does phenomenal work. He customizes your wing with your own logo. And if you go over to our Paramotor Nation and click on his logo there, that'll take you right over to his site. Be sure you're doing some business with him. Craig is awesome people. Lone Star Paramotor. Lone Star Paramotors offers foot launch classes, trike training classes, transition to trike classes, and confidence builder classes near San Antonio. I know I'm going to be going down there because I need some more confidence up on my trike. They're in San Antonio, Texas. We are a US PPA certified flight school as well as an Aviator PPG Alliance partner. That means, guys, they are good. So definitely go check them out. Lone Star Paramotor. One Up Adventures. Who doesn't know One Up Adventures? Travis and Kyle, great people out there. they love their passion for paramotoring and adventure if it doesn't show, guys. Come on now. You guys definitely need to check them out in their videos. We also offer supply of world's best carbon fiber propellers to the U.S. paramotor pilots at extremely competitive prices and with fast and free shipping. I just saw a video of them running a 6-bladed prop. The thing sounds amazing. It's for cross country. It's supposed to give you a little more efficiency. It takes a little less, doesn't give you as much power as a traditional 3-blade or a 2-blade, but only marginally. But the efficiency in it is absolutely amazing. So check them out at One Up Adventures. Fly PPG, discover power paragliding. Exclusive Midwest importer and distributor of adventure paramotors, trikes, and wings, Discover Powered Paragliding has been specializing in both foot and wheel launch training since 2008. God, that's before I was born. All of our training is done in our... man, I had it. I got halfway through it, man. All of our training is done in our private, highly manicured airfield located on 45 acres of room. Guys, if you can't hit 45 acres on your first flight, you're like me. Check out Fly PPG, Discovered Power Paragliding. Fly My PPG. That is Mike Cotter, as I believe. Is it not?
That's right.
Yes. Okay.
That's
yeah,
right.
he's in chat.
Right.
All right. I'm still kind of getting to know people here. Anyway, Mike's a
Cotter,
good guy.
Justin Fox, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. They are a US PPA certified aviator PPG Alliance school offering personalized paramotor training, customized motors, paragliders, and service repairs. Now, guys, word has it they just got themselves a new student, I believe. Is that correct? Yeah, and we're all taking bets whether he's actually going to be able to get his butt off the ground foot launching or not. I think we're going to be talking about that personally, guys. Come here. I didn't know gorillas could run.
It's more like a controlled fall. It's like a constant.
That brings us to our last sponsor. That is paraorange.com. That's Larry and the Bag Lady. Awesome people. I got to meet them out at Swanee and hang out with them. I do sport the stuff sack and a shirt and all sorts of, I have my coconut bra, of course. I mean, who doesn't have a coconut bra? If you don't have one, you need to get one. We tried to get Nicole into one. She said no. Para Orange, you can go ahead and reach them. Well, I'm not going to give the phone number because then you'll call him. Although we all ought to, you know what? I can give the phone number. Let's say at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, we all call.
We'll all call Larry and Chris. Yeah.
Sounds good. They offer accessories, paramotors, and wings for parapilots by parapilots. Para Orange brings you quality products handmade in the USA for paramotoring and paragliding sports. On the website, be sure to click the e-rebate button and follow the directions. Use code OPN, that's Oscar Papa November, for a 10% discount on all items except paramotors and wings. Guys, they just came out with a new product. Well, they're coming out with a new product, and as the reserve simulator, be sure to check that out. It's going to be very competitively priced, and we all need a little more reserve tossing in our life, not in the air, but on the ground. So there you go, Nicole. I tried to do it just like a news broadcaster. I think I screwed up, but hey.
Good job.
Back to
job,
you.
Dave.
Fantastic. Darling, fantastic.
Darling, how you doing?
Darling. Fantastic.
I just love that. I just do. Okay, I'm going to shut up now.
Absolutely. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our guests. Two guys who have absolutely supported OPN, our Paramotor Nation, since the very beginning. And they have been
Oscar Papa November.
Right. They have been so supportive of us. They have been active in the chat. They have been spreading the good word about us. And all the way over from Australia is Walter. I know that you guys have seen him in the chat and everything else, but what you didn't know was that he's kind of a general aviation guru. And has a lot of flight information and experience, not just in PPC, but also, and that's a pretty awesome unit that you have behind you right there, but also in general aviation. So before we go to you though, I also want to introduce Shane. He has also, so this is Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane. He has already cooked for his family tonight. So unfortunately, he did not wait to have a cooking show tonight for us, which is kind of sad a little bit. But well, maybe we can do that again later. But yeah, chicken quesadillas for his family this evening. I know he already told you guys that in the chat. So this is Shane.
Hello.
These guys are awesome. So we have one person who has, been in the air for a very, very long time, and another person who has just completed training at the end of November. So we're going to hear it from both sides today. So
Thanks,
Walter.
Nicole. Yes.
Can I take just a minute before we start?
Absolutely.
And Shane had mentioned to me earlier regarding the shirt that he has on. He wanted to do a little shout out to Mr. Craig Taylor.
Yes.
I wasn't aware of that story, but Shane told me a little bit about it earlier today. Would you mind to share that with us?
Yeah,
Shane?
please.
Okay. So we're not going to bring this down. We're going to make this really quick. And so during the aviator show, I mentioned that I was going to school and learning how to fly, and I was interested in getting my son's logo while he was fighting cancer. This was his support shirt, and it says, "I wear lime green for Gage." And I wanted that on my wing. I wanted the emblem on my wing. And I just simply asked the question of how to go about doing it. And Craig Taylor, with somebody help me out with his
Wicked Wing logos.
Yes, Wicked Wing logo. He volunteered, said he'd help me out with getting it done. I offered to pay. He said no, we'll get this done. And it took a little while. I sent him my logo, and we had a little bit of a change of a logo. Instead of "I wear," it says "I fly," lime green. And can you switch this around to the pictures? And so Craig and I talked, and we worked it out, and we got the logo. He sent me the logo. It was actually lost by FedEx the first time, so he had to resend.
Oh
no.
Another whole setup. And my wife is have what? Oh, we practiced this, and
that's the way it works. You know? When it goes live, it never works as planned.
There you go, baby. You're good. All right. So, anyways, he sent me the logo. I talked with the school that I went to, or the class. No, good Lord. Let's start over. I talked to Four Winds PPG, which is the school I went to learn how to fly. And they have a wing shop there for repairs. So if you have any wing issues, they'll be more than happy to help you out. Anyways, let's see. Is this okay? So this is us starting the logo. The logo is huge, by the way. It's not just a little sticker. It's a huge ordeal. This is us. This is Shannon.
Shannon Michaels. Yeah.
Michaels.
Yes. Yeah. She's helping we're lining up the wing and everything, or the logo on the wing. You go a little bit faster, Krista. Anyways, just keep going. And then, okay, so everybody was scared at this point because he's got scissors on my wing.
Oh. Yeah. No.
You know what? Look at that face.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, watch my wing. I just bought this thing from you, by the way. Anyways, so they took their time out. It almost took 2 hours to make sure that it took about 2 hours and 4 people and 8 arms to make sure that the whole wing was stretched out. There was no wrinkles or what have you.
Yeah.
And actually, what are you looking at? Oh yeah, my face is horrible, just so you know. I have a face for radio, just so you know.
you and Loren working on the wing, yeah?
No, just say no.
Yes. Anyways, Craig Taylor, I mean, what a godsend. This guy is literally, he went above and beyond. I don't, other than this is what he did for me, I am super appreciative. I am thankful. and I couldn't be more prouder. Every time I go to launch and I look up and see my son's logo, I know that he's flying with me and from heaven, and I couldn't be more thankful to Craig for this, honestly.
That's incredible, man. That's incredible. Craig is
Look at that.
That is beautiful, man.
That
What a
is
great
so
memorial.
incredible.
What a beautiful thing. Craig is a great supporter of all of us, and a big supporter of Resurgence, and just can't say enough about him and his wife Yolanda and what they do for the community, man. It's just incredible, man. What a great thing.
Yes.
He's got a good company there, but I don't think he's ever going to make any money because he just keeps giving logos away. I don't know.
That he does.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Shane. That's very cool,
And
man.
I'm telling
Thank
you,
you.
he makes house calls.
Yeah.
He came to, because he also has Clearwater pools, and he came to my house from Nantucket. And so that's quite a house call. Just saying.
Long way. That's a long way.
That's
Yeah.
a long way to make sure that my pool was working.
Yeah.
And I have his handwriting all over the PVC pipes that, telling me which valve goes to what.
And you guys, I don't know, you might have seen my video or might not have, but I was without equipment, and Craig said, "Hey, I got a brand new Flash Cruiser trike. Come over and fly it. Just bring your wing. Come over. We'll get you in the air." Just incredible. I mean, that's the
probably
kind of
before
people,
he even got to try it.
yeah, that's the kind of people that you make friends with and meet in this community. It's just flying is great, but the people that you meet are over the top. It's incredible. Yeah.
It is.
Awesome.
And that's why we wanted to go ahead and honor the two people that we had today, is because of the amount of contribution they have given to the community. So I want to thank you guys both before we even start, Walter and Shane, that you guys are here. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
For having us on.
Absolutely.
So Walter,
Yes.
you're from Australia. Whereabouts are you at in Australia?
I'm actually in a little town called Balaclava, which is roughly 100 kilometres north of Adelaide, South Australia. And if you know the shape of Australia, down the bottom, there's like a big bite out of the land. That's what it's called, is the big bite. And I'm in Adelaide, which is 1.6 million people. It's not nowhere near the biggest town, but city, should I say. And we've had those few fires, but it's cooled down and we've had rain now. So everything's pretty well settled back to normal.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
Yeah. So a little bit about me. I started flying in 98, flying GA planes. Got the license, and I haven't done a real lot of flying out of the training areas because I didn't finalize the license because I had some health issues, and I was about to go solo on cross-country flights. And I was having some issues, so I stopped training. But I've flown other planes since. I went to ultralights and flew 3 or 4 different types of planes. The one I trained with in GA is called a Tobago, Soccer Tobago, made in France, 4-seater, 180 horsepower. And that's a CSU prop, so you got to feather the prop, and it's a bit of a process whether you're powering up or powering back. You must feather the prop levers before and after
So I'm sure for the general aviation, you had to have a pilot's license or certificate like we do in the US
Yes.
here, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
What about for paramotors and like the machine you're flying now? Do you have to have a license?
Yes, we do. And the machine has to be registered. As you can see, there's a number there, 194671. That's my rego number. And yes, we got to be licensed. But because I've done GA and then I switched over to ultralights, I only had to do about 5 hours just flying around on my own, and then the CFI would sign me off. I'm licensed to fly down to 30 feet above the ground or above the trees. And yeah, I got that back in 2005, I think.
Nice.
Parachute.
Tell us about the machine we see in the picture behind you. What is that?
Yeah, well, it's totally built by me. The front here is fiberglass. The wheel pants are fiberglass, and the rest of it is all shaped aluminium. Chrome moly chassis. It has a Rotax 503, which is 52 horsepower. I basically built it as a 2-seater in weight. Now, I wanted a aircraft that looked a bit like an aircraft, so that's why I put tin work on it, and it's all polished aluminium. The actual tin work took, the whole machine took me 7.5 years to build, and just the tin work took about a year, 2-3 days a week. Yeah, so chrome moly chassis, I fabricated all that with some help from a friend that does builds drag racing cars, and he's got all the forms and sizes to bend material for me.
Nice. And you, is it a PPC or PPG?
It's a PPC, powered parachute.
What size wing do you use with that?
My wing in meters square, I did work it out, but I can't quite remember, but it's what they call a 500 square feet. Okay. I'm not sure what it is in meters. It's quite a large wing, and it'll carry 400 kilos, which is right about my weight with the machine fully fueled. It'll carry up to 50 litres. And
wow.
unfortunately I can consume 20 litres in an hour, depending on what sort of flying I'm doing. If I'm climbing up and down continuously, yeah, I'll use that 20 litres, but it's probably around 15 litres in the cruise is what I use. It'll do 32 knots, which is roughly 35 mile an hour. And
that's cruising, yeah.
How much does it weigh?
With me in it, like I said, Nicole, it's 400 kilos, which is, what's that, about 840, 50 pounds. Yeah.
Wow.
She's a heavy unit. Yeah. It's got everything. I've got strobes, I've got gauges of all forms, climb rate, airspeed, rated descent or climb, compass, twin exhaust temperatures, twin cylinder head temperature, volts, amps, time, fuel quantity, and fuel pressure.
Is it a single place or tandem, Walter?
Single place. I sit in where you see the seat is right back in front of the silver tin work, and the legs go forward in behind my windscreen, and I push left and right with my feet. If I want to turn real hard, I'll push left and then power up and then grab the line on the side, and I'll turn harder if I need to. But just general cruising along, you just push with your feet. And I say it's my armchair in the sky.
Any
Right now.
appreciable glide ratio?
My ratio,
Yeah, glide.
I don't know what the ratio is, but it will descend at 600 foot a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I was just
So-
doing the math on the square feet versus the weight, going, ooh,
Yeah,
engine
Yeah.
out must be exciting.
I am on the higher end of the envelope. Whoa.
This is why we can't have nice things, Nicole.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was just thinking. Oh my God, what just happened?
Someone left the
apparently-
gate open.
My ice tray just broke. I'm sorry. Should have pushed mute. This is why we can't have
I was
nice
thinking,
things.
oh my goodness, he was able to launch that quick.
Sorry.
After dark.
So that's what a gorilla sounds like running.
I thought he fell over, actually.
That's kind of
A gorilla in a china shop.
I apologize, Walter.
That's okay.
I was just trying to get some ice to make a drink.
So yes,
Carry
it
on.
is on the heavy side, Nicole, but it's
well, I mean, it's PPC though, right? So
Yeah.
you are able to take up quite a bit more
Yep.
weight.
yes. I've come from drag racing, and to go down to such small tubes and what was the thickness? 35 thou, which is
That's a 4-stroke motor.
no 2-stroke,
It is a
two-cylinder,
2-stroke.
2-stroke, 2-cylinder, twin spark plug, twin
spark plug.
carburetors.
Big ass Rotex.
Yeah,
Okay, so how many horsepower? Did I miss that? I'm sorry.
52.
52 horsepower.
Yeah,
Wow. I think that my
Yeah.
little thing is like 23 or something. 21.
yeah, but
23,
your
something like
all
that.
up weight would be about 100 pound. if
My
that.
my all up weight is 77 kilograms, I think.
Right, about 100.
That's my motor, my wing, me is or is
Yeah.
it 80? It's like 80 kilograms.
Yeah, about
Well,
160 pound.
yeah,
Nice.
all
Nice
up.
machine.
Yep, that's not bad. Is
Well-
your machine titanium?
And the cage is, and the frame is stainless
Okay.
steel.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yes, the cage is titanium.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And yes, what else? As I
What
said,
got
I
you
started,
into that? Like, what made you? I mean, I understand that you had some health issues, and we're not going to
Yeah.
ask you about that. Like, that's private. But
actually, I had a big boat accident, a ski boat accident, and while I was in hospital,
Mhm.
I dreamt about flying. I mean, I always dream about flying almost as if I'm free flying, just with nothing. It's a repeated dream that I get, just flying like as if I'm out in the open, nothing, taking off from the street, watching the wires and all that sort of stuff. But while I was in hospital one time, I dreamt of flying powered parachutes, and there was a couple of other mates, and we were flying together through the hills, nice green valley, and and it was actually a powered parachute. Now, I had seen them, and a couple of mates were starting to build their own. And yeah, funny enough, I just dreamt about us three flying through the hills, and that's what led me to build my own machine. I basically started with my lounge chair with a wheel in front of me, and drew it all up. And funny enough, it came out the way I envisaged it. You know, it's not from plans, it's from my own head, brain calculations. And really, the finished product was overwhelming for me. Yeah,
It's
being a
very
long
sleek.
process. Sorry?
It's very sleek. Like, I love that polished aluminum. I mean, it's very sleek, very sexy.
Yeah, well, I'll enlighten you on a little story. I took the machine to New South Wales, about 1,000 odd miles. And there was an air show on that weekend with about 550 planes, stalls with people selling stuff, radios, engines, props. And that's what it is here. I'm on a site with showing my propeller. I was on it's called Bolly Props here in Adelaide. They make carbon fibre props. And I was on his stand. Now, there was awards. Now, I knew I was going to win Best Powered Parachute. Yeah, there was one other guy with quite a bit of a flash machine. And I was told to go to the presentation night. So again, Bolly Props, the sponsor for my propeller, he paid for me to go. It was about $70, and there was about 500 odd people there. And yeah, I sitting down, and a mate of mine points up. They had a big wall with flashing up pictures. And they might have had one picture of that plane or maybe two. And it gets to my machine, and it was a total of 12 photographs from every angle showing my aircraft, this, that, the other. And
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And anyway, I didn't realise, and I won it's Scott Winton. Now, he was an aviator in the early days and built all sorts of things himself. So I ended up winning the Scott Winton Memorial Shield for the most innovative design. And yeah, I'm on the shield. I think I was the 17th person on the shield. The shield been running for 23 years. And I'm on there with 80% scale Mustangs and Spitfires and Light Wings and Jabberoos and Walter Priory's powered parachute. So it's quite an achievement. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Awesome.
It blew me away, actually. And then, you know, thinking about it back, I actually had aircraft engineers and that wanted to jump the line and come and have a good look at it. And they commented on the welding and everything. Yeah. And
I mean, I can't see really well in the picture, but it just looks very sleek and shiny.
Yeah, it looks like a beautiful machine.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it is.
We had a couple, not to cut you off, Walter, but we had a couple questions from the chat, and we had some questions about Shane.
Yep.
And Shane, where did you train at?
I trained at Four Winds PPG over in Avon Park.
I already knew the answer to that because I actually flew in there and landed while you were training one day and got to meet you and shake your hand. So
Well, I
It
want
was,
to hear more about Shane.
Gorilla came out of the sky on day 3, I think it was, at class, and yeah.
Did he come out of the sky as in like crashing, or did he actually land softly?
yeah, it was a controlled crash.
It was on wheels.
All
There you
I
go.
know is someone picked him up because he couldn't take back off. I don't know.
It was one of those. It was a one-way cross country with the tailwind, so we got Gorilla Ground support. He comes and picks us up and drives us back. So
All right.
Must be nice.
it is.
Yeah, I can't wait to
Man.
hope. Can you fit more than one unit in your trailer?
Absolutely. We got room. We got plenty of room. So Shane, what got you interested? What got you involved in the community?
Well, very long time ago, I was sitting in a tree stand down in some property that I owned down in Grant, which is not too far from the compound. And I was sitting there nice and quietly, waiting for Bambi to walk out in front of me. And some guy flew over me with the paramotor. And I was just like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Went home, logged into my dial-up internet, and I looked at all this
How
stuff.
long ago was this?
Oh, over 20 something years ago. And I just
Okay,
started.
this
I know.
year
Long,
before.
It was probably
long story.
Probably Don Jordan.
It's
probably
a long
Don
story.
back in that time.
Anyways, it was a long time coming. After some things happened with my life, I decided that I've waited long enough. I've been a good father. I've been a superb husband, and you know we're financially okay. So we figured out a way to make this happen. Actually, my wife did, and we decided to go ahead and move forward with flying. And I actually called Aviators, and it was the wait for like a year and a half, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I put my head down. I was kind of already defeated at this point. I was like, man, dude, I don't want to wait a year and a half. But I knew I had to have schooling. There's just no way. So I was at work one day, and a guy drove by with a paramotor in the back of his truck. And I literally left the job that I was at to follow this guy. Stopped. When he stopped at his job, I got out of my vehicle and I said, excuse me, I want to talk to you about your paramotor. He told me what school he went to, which was Four Winds, PPG, and I looked it up, and really great reviews, excellent school, and I decided to go ahead and go with them. And I only had to wait. Actually, I could have started flying 2 months or 3 months prior to what I really went to school. But I was born and raised in Florida. I know what kind of heat we're talking about. So I waited till the end of October, beginning of November.
Smart.
And
I trained in August. That's smart.
It was still 90 degrees during the day.
Oh my God.
I died.
August was
It was
awful.
brutal. Yeah.
It was
Still
awful.
brutal.
So long story short, I thought I outsmarted the system. I did not. I got sunburnt, bruised, beat up, wore out, tired, exhausted. Literally, I cannot express to anyone who wants to get into this sport. I started 6 weeks prior to school going to the gym. I should have started 6 months prior to going to school. I showed up a day early to Four Winds. I was told that I could park my camper behind the glider shop and that they had water but no power for me to hook into, which is fine. It's October. It's going to be cool. Don't have to worry about it, right? Yeah. Thank God I brought a generator.
Yeah,
Anyways,
no kidding.
I spent most of my nights showering in cold water. I was in bed before probably 9 o'clock every night.
Because you were exhausted.
Yeah.
Oh, so beat up. I was so bruised. They don't tell you these things. Like,
no, they don't tell you that you're going to look
you.
like you're a domestic abuse survivor. Yeah.
So what did you spend? What did you spend? Like 6 hours learning to kite? You kited for 4 or 5, 6 hours, or?
No, we were there before the sun came up, and once we could actually see in front of our faces, maybe 2.5 feet, we had our wings and we had our harnesses on. And the very first day was, and I'm not exaggerating to you, it was 10 hours that we kited. We started before the sun come up, and we kited until I believe it was 2 o'clock. And finally, someone said something about lunch. And we're like, oh yeah, let's have lunch. So we got an hour break. I think it was 2 hours maybe. And then
Really?
I went back to the camper and made lunch, and then called my wife and told her that I don't know if I could do this because
These people are trying to kill me.
yeah, I'm paying. I am literally paying to be beat up. I mean, this is a true story. I didn't lie.
I know, we've lived it. Absolutely.
So day 2 comes along, and I have sore tenderness from the harness. And whoa.
This
Yeah.
is why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, reason I
Anyway.
just dropped my phone. That's what that was. I was texting you back and just dropped my phone. It's all my husband's fault.
Hey, day 2, I thought I was sore day 1. Day 2, yeah, no, I was even worse. I was sending pictures of my wife that they're not sexy. Anyway, so yeah, that's where I went to school, and I wouldn't change it for the world because it's made a better pilot out of me for sure.
Wow. No. So we almost trained with Loren and Shannon, and it was just by happy circumstance that Rod with Experience PPG was 7 miles from my house. And I mean, it just so happened, and we didn't have to take off work. So that was like, we were able to do it by weekend and schedule only on good weather days and stuff like that. So it just ended up that way. But Mondo respect for, I know we don't even pay attention to Dave anymore. It's okay. We don't even pay attention to his shenanigans. But that's the reason why we did not go with Loren and Shannon, but we have Mondo respect for both of them. They are incredible people, not just pilots, both of them, teachers, both of them, but just human beings. They are both incredible people. So absolutely, for sure.
A great part of the community. Absolutely. Yes. Great people. Yep.
Great people. We'd love to have them on the show. Hint, hint. But yeah. Both of them are very shy. It's incredible. Yes. Both of them are camera shy. So we'll have to work on that. Shane, see if you can work on that. I would like to have them on the show.
They're camera shy, but you put a wing in Loren's hand, and he is amazing.
Oh yeah, he's amazing. He is absolutely amazing.
At the Swanee flying, if you watch everyone's videos that did Swanee flying, if you look at the black and green wing when everybody's kiting, you'll see the wings go up and wings go down, except for the black and green wing. It literally stay in there. And there's just some guy talking to someone casually, not even looking at the wing, and everybody's fighting to keep their wings up, and he's just talking. And the wing is flying like it's nothing.
So Shane, by the time it was all said and done, by the time you actually launched, you probably had pretty good wing control. You had pretty amazing kiting skills by that time, right?
I was the worst student. No, seriously, in that class, there was 3 of us. There was another guy and another girl. And honestly, I felt like I was holding the class back.
Yeah.
Truly on day 3, I was ready to quit. I felt defeated. I watched thousands of hours of YouTube and knew how to fly until the wing got in my hands and it came up, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I finished day 3, honestly, and the next day we were supposed to start. Was it, Krista? Did I fly or kite day 3? Okay, day 3 we were getting ready to kite. Yes, I'm sorry, we were getting ready to be pulled and towed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told my wife, I said, I don't know. I feel like I'm holding everybody back. I'm 45 years old. Everybody else is 20 years younger than me, by the way, and probably, I don't know, close to 80 to 100 pounds lighter. And
I know the feeling.
I said, I don't get it, man. Like, I thought I could do really well at this. And she said, you're not a quitter. Get out there and go. So day 3, I walked out there. Everybody got to go first, always, and I was the last one because they knew I was going to take the longest. And once I towed, I knew, I was like, this is awesome. I got to learn. I got to be better. And once I put the motor on my back, I had 31 takeoffs before I had to abort and restart a takeoff.
That's awesome.
That
31.
is awesome.
That's awesome.
So the only thing I was missing was 170 pounds of thrust on my back to push me forward. That's all I was missing to learn how to fly.
How many flights did you do during your training over there at Four Winds?
I want to say it was 34 or 35.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
And I left on day 12. Only 3. I'm sorry. I want to say 5 toes. I did 5 toes. And then the next day he's like, yeah, we're gonna lift the wing up. You're gonna get it under control. You're gonna do a little throttle. If everything looks good, you're gonna take off. I was like, did you not see my towing? Like, are you sure? Like, I'm not attached to anything. Like, I could leave and not come back because I don't know how to stop. I don't know. And honestly, just throttle and just be like, now what? But yeah, I the next morning that wing came up, I hit the throttle and I looked wingtip to wingtip, leaned back, and next thing I know, I was in the air. And he says to me on the radio, he goes, we all heard you woohoo down here. Because as soon as I got off the ground and got in my seat, I was like, woohoo! I was like,
flying,
yes,
man, you're flying.
I was wolf calling. I was like, oh. You know, I was overjoyed.
It's amazing feeling. And then I don't even know how long I was up there for. And then he said something about coming back and landing. And I was like, what? No, this is just a one-way trip. So, which, by the way, my landings now are not spot landings. I'm still in more or less an area code of needing to land. I don't know what's wrong with my landing thing. I just don't get it. The takeoff, I'm all perfect and good at. I can take off, no problem. Landing, it's over this way somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It'll come with time, right?
No, that'll come.
It'll come with time. Yep.
What you need is free flight. That will teach you spot landing.
Yeah, it will.
That will teach your ass.
Yes.
It'll either teach you good spot landing or you're going to spot land in trees. One or the other.
One or the other. You will learn that glide ratio. You will learn.
We had a saying in general aviation. We had a saying that any landing you survive is good enough.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm with you there.
But you know, there comes a time when you get tired of picking your wing out of trees, so then you learn to spot land.
Yeah.
I found, Rick, when I flew fixed wings, you might have an hour and a half of perfect flight. You come back to the airport and you stuff up the landing and it just ruins that whole hour flight. The landing is the, what's the word I'm looking for? It's the finesse. If you can get the landing right, you've had a good flight and you come back and you grease it on, it's a good feeling.
I know. And you come in, if you bounce a landing, you might as well go around and do it again so you can make a good landing and call it a good day.
Yep. Yeah,
Yep,
that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking about what Shane said about the first time he flew, he went straight up and then tried to land. I flew some friends' machine, and I just took off, got going, did one circuit, and the guy said, "Oh, go up higher, just have a look around." I said, "No, I want to make sure I can get this thing down." That was the first time I ever flew a powered parachute, and I said, "No, I just want to make sure I can get it down." And yeah, did a touch and go, and then took off again and got a bit of height and had a bit of a look around, and yeah, it was just fantastic.
So
I think
do
it's
you have any formal training on your
myself.
PPC?
No. Apart from flying this other friend's machine first, yeah, once I finished my machine, already had the pilot license, and then I just had to transition over to PPC. So I was fortunate that at the airfield we had a guy come over that was a CFI for powered parachutes, and he did about 5 or 6 of us all at one go. And now we have another CFI, and he actually trained with us the same day, which was good. So yeah, every 2 years we got to have a BFR, basic flight review, and yeah, no, it's all pretty kosher out here, even though we got to have a license. Yes, it takes a bit of training, a few dollars to do all that. I did it in fixed wing, so yeah, they cost a lot more than a handkerchief in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So how many flights do you have on it so far?
I have only about 80 hours on the machine, but I haven't flown for a couple of years now because of some injury that I had that, yeah, it was just basically I was having the same thing when I was flying GA. I thought I was honestly having a heart attack up there, but it ended up being gallbladder, gallstones. Yeah, and they're very, very painful, and that's why I ceased on the GA for a while, because I didn't think I could go solo on a long flight in case something went wrong. It was hot as well the day that this happened to me in the sky. Yeah, my instructor didn't really pick it up, so that was all right. Pirate Gorilla. Oh, here we go. It's hat time, is it?
So Shane, and how many flights have you had after? Is that all up or after training?
I've had 72 total as of this past weekend.
Awesome. Very awesome.
I flew over on the west side of Florida yesterday. Winds were not good.
No,
they were a little strong, a little stronger than normal.
Yeah, and, I did not fly.
Yeah, I got up and well, okay, so being well taught that I was, I know to hook in and go through my safety check. And I was in a hurry, which is a lesson to all you guys that are starting out, or even some of you guys that have been flying for a while, not to be in a hurry, because I took off. My right brake was not acting right. I looked up and I had a twisted riser.
Oh,
Oh, my buddy Carl had that happen at Wauchula Saturday evening, and burn it in bad. It was scary wreck in front of everybody. There was a big dirt pile to the south end of the field, and he took off with a hook right riser and went into a sharp right turn, hit the ground, and tried to climb out downwind and couldn't do it. Hit a dirt pile and crashed, tore his gear all up. He wasn't hurt, fortunately, and he's already got his gear fixed up. It wasn't anything major, but it was scary stuff.
Well, I heard nothing but Loren in my ear during this turnaround, this 180 to turn around to go back so I can land. And I heard Loren the whole time in my ear talking about doors, roads, brakes, clear the pulley.
Mm-hmm.
And I,
Flip it,
at this time, realized that I didn't do it. I didn't check it. Yeah. I did my pre-flight on my motor. I pulled my wing up and got it set back down and hooked in. And I don't know what happened. I honestly don't know, but it would have all been better if I would have checked and done my safety check, which I've been taught correctly to do. But anyways, yeah, I flew Saturday and the winds were really bad. I got up, flew over my wife and her cousin, and then came back and landed and put my wing away because it was more than I could handle.
that's what being pilot in command is all about.
Yes.
Yep.
That's right there. And I mean, there is no, like, that's the right answer. That's what being pilot in command is all about right there.
And you can only know how much is too much by experiencing it, unfortunately. Or not. I mean, either you just don't do it, or at some point you're just going to say, well, I'm going to try it. And yeah, that's too much. Now I know that's my limit, and I would rather be on the ground and be up there. So.
Well, when you're actively flying your wing and it's shooting forward and you're braking and then it's shooting backwards and you're letting it fly and it becomes more than you can figure out all at once, it's time to go back down and land. And that's exactly what happened to me. It got way out of control for me, and I was like, oh my God, I need to get down on the ground.
And you know what? In some cases, maybe you're in control of it and it's safe, but it's just not fun. It's not fun for me to fly like that. And I don't want to do it. And I just land. Yeah.
Oh, that was kind of like, us on New Year's Day, right? I mean, like by the time that I got off the ground, it was no longer fun.
Yeah. You did a loop, you made the right choice and came back in. I mean, and I had enough too, and I'm like, yeah, this is not fun anymore. Yeah,
this is not fun. And the bad thing is that Reason had to make a couple of loops because he kept hitting whatever it was right over the field that we were landing and taking off in. It was like there was a thermal right there or something, because he'd go over and then it would shoot up.
Yeah.
And so he had to actually come in a lot lower than what he felt comfortable with, because by the time that it shot him back up, he was able to come back down.
There was a huge thermal right to the south of where we launched that day.
Yes.
And I was flying along, and all of a sudden I saw buzzers, and I'm like, uh-oh, I better be ready for this. And all of a sudden I felt the lift, and I kind of turned in it a couple times, and then I came out of it. And I'm like, wow, that was cool. But
yeah,
there was a huge thermal kicking off that morning.
Yeah, no kidding.
Very cool. Every flight's a learning experience.
Every flight is different. It doesn't matter if you take off, make a loop, land, and then take off, make a loop and land. Those two flights are going to be different.
They're different. Yeah.
I mean, every time. And that's what I love about this sport, is that it's so different every time.
Yeah. Sure.
So Shane, I'm very interested in what you've learned. This is also a question from Craig. What you've learned since training that you would advise new pilots who are starting out or who are about to start training. What would you advise them?
Okay.
Being a new pilot yourself.
Yes, as a new pilot, under 100 flights, so I'm at 72 right now. I have a total of, I want to say 17.8 hours on my motor. I don't fly don't get it. I don't take off and then come back an hour later. I go up, I'll fly 10, 15 minutes and I want to land. And then I want to set up again and I want to take off again. I was taught by Loren that you don't really learn nothing by loading up your fuel tank as far as it'll go and take off and leave and then come back when you're out of gas. You learn by landing and taking off, landing, taking off. And I don't know, the guy taught me how to fly, so I'm going to listen to him. And I'm happy. I've gone on actually one of these flights. I don't know which one is, I think it's this one. We were gone for like an hour. And I was just like, I've never flown for an hour. This is pretty cool. And then I was just like, all right, well, I want to land. Like, I want to take off again. So for learning for a newbie, I would say, first of all, listening to your teacher is key. They will tell you things that you haven't learned yet because they've done it already and messed up or seen someone else mess up. The things that I've learned, one, you're your own boss. If you screw up, you pay the price because you're in control. And if things get out of control, you need to know how to get out of them. And this Saturday was my thing that I learned, that I was just like, oh my God, I did something I probably shouldn't have done. And granted, I admit it, I was trying to, I don't want to say show off, but they haven't seen me fly yet. And I'm like, oh, I can fly in this. It's not a big deal. I learned it was a big deal. And I really fought to get back on the ground safely. And no, Nicole, I do not have a reserve yet. I'm still working on it. My camper. Look at her face. Look.
Do you have flotation?
Yes, I have flotation, which was in my truck when I was flying.
You do realize we live in Florida, right?
Yes, I know.
You can't spit twice and not hit water.
Fully well aware.
Why do you not have flotation? What's your wife's name? Krista?
Krista. Cupcake.
Did I hear this correctly?
Krista.
His truck?
Krista, darling.
What?
Flotation.
Did he have?
Number
did I hear
one. Now hold on a second. Number one cause of death for paramotor pilots is drowning.
Drowning, yes.
Flotation. Make him put it on his damn machine.
Like 2 minutes
That's all
ago.
I'm saying, Krista. And get him a reserve. I have a Gin Yeti, by the way. I think.
Shane, hey Shane, how old are you, man?
I'm 45.
45.
Do you
What do
have
you?
life insurance? Do you realize, Krista, that he needs life insurance that's going to cover him while he's flying? Do you know this? And do you know that you can get it through AOPA?
I have it, and she's typing like a mad woman right now.
Okay, so hold on a second, Krista. Hold on. Do you realize that you know there are limitations? What's it called? I'm running.
Oh, you just woke Mama Cat.
Oh no! This is coming from a wife of a pilot. Okay, and also being a pilot myself. Listen, you can get at AOPA, you can get life insurance that does not have any exclusions for aerial sports. So normal life insurance has exclusions. You have to be a fair, F-A-R-E, paying customer on a commercial flight in order for your life insurance to pay out. So you guys need to understand that if you're going flying and you happen to pass away while you are flying, if your buddies are around, you better go get his gear, you better go get his wing, put it in the truck and say he fell off out of a tree. Do you understand? I'm telling you right now. Real talk right here, okay? And then you need to get life insurance, but first you need to get life insurance through the AOPA. You can get up to $500,000 and there are no exclusions for aerial sports. So I'm just saying this right here, Krista. Get him some life insurance through AOPA and make sure that you check your exclusions. This has been your PSA for the evening. You know, we like to be educational. Both Reason and I both have life insurance through the AOPA. I called them up. I asked them. I made sure no paragliding, skydiving, paramotoring, no exclusions.
I'm getting yelled at 2 people right now. What?
Well,
one online.
Good
and
going,
one on-
Gorilla. You just ticked
Yeah.
her off. She
Uh-huh.
became
Yes.
Mama Cat.
I'd like to take a moment to thank both of our guests tonight for coming on our Paramotor Nation. I'd like to send out a special thanks to the rest of my panel members, to Nicole and Dave for being here tonight. I know Nicole has been under the weather and doesn't feel that good. Thank you, Shane, for coming and bringing your experience. Thank you, Walter, for coming all the way from Australia. It's like lunchtime over there now, isn't it? Noontime or something?
12:41 Monday.
All right, yeah.
Wow.
Well, you've already made it through Monday morning, so you're good.
12:41 p.m.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just after lunch.
It's lunchtime on Monday. I wish it was lunchtime on Monday here.
Hey, I haven't been seeing the lunch with Gorilla lately, and I've been getting a little bit itchy about that.
Yeah, somebody hoarded in on that this week and took away my spot, so I'm going to do it. I want to say a very special thanks to Fly My PPG, Mike Cotter, and Justin Fox, and One Up Adventures, and man, I can't say enough for those guys for helping me to get in the air and foot launch. Anybody, if you guys are interested in an after show, I say go ahead and do it. I'm not. I'm very tired, and it's a little bit after 9, so I'm gonna wrap it up. But this is on Nicole's channel, so it's up to you, hon.
I do have something.
I mean, there's been a lot of people. So yeah, AOPA.com or .org, excuse me. Thank you so much, Craig Taylor, for putting that up in the chat. Yeah, AOPA.org. Listen, if you guys have life insurance through your employer, hold on just a second. Hold on, don't leave yet. Through your employer, through a private company. This is what I used to do in my previous life 100 years ago. There are exclusions. There are exclusions for skydiving. There are exclusions for skiing. Anything other than a fare, F-A-R-E, meaning you paid money, paying passenger on a commercial airliner, it doesn't pay. So if you happen to go down and you are flying with your friends and your friend goes down, you better get his gear, get his wing, take it away, and say he fell out of a tree. I'm just telling you that right now because it will not pay. So AOPA.org. Thank you, Craig, for putting that out.
And our Paramotor Nation does not encourage insurance fraud, just for the record.
Our Paramotor Nation does not encourage insurance fraud.
No.
It's an awful big hole from falling out of a tree.
No, I have insurance. I'm good. Both Reason and I have, $500,000 with AOPA. That's the most that you can get. There is a physical that you have to do. They will come to your house.
Let's get physical.
But I'm just.
Oh, I might have that
Shane, put a damn reserve on. You better get a reserve. And Krista, you better make sure that he puts his flotation on.
Flotation is no good in the truck.
I'm so proud of myself. You guys should be proud of me too. Did you see how I stopped? Like I had the head bob and everything, but I stopped myself.
On another note.
Yeah, that wasn't legal advice. Exactly, Anthony. That wasn't legal advice.
I live in Melbourne, Florida, which ironically, Walter's in Australia, which my city is named after Melbourne, Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How coincidental that we have a guest from Australia.
That's why we're taking a skinny chef down under.
Alrighty. Well, I just wanted to point that out and change the subject and stop getting yelled at.
When are you coming down?
I'm just like, y'all don't understand.
It's down under. You'll get a bit of a headache because we we lie funny down here.
Yeah. Toilets flush backwards and everything else down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kangaroos
no,
will
yours
attack you.
flushes backwards. Ours goes clockwise.
Y'all drive on the wrong side of the road.
Yes, I would agree with that, David.
Get on the right side of the road, you guinea.
Yep. I found it difficult in America, and a lot of people do. Stepping off the sidewalk, here we're taught look right, look left, and look right again. And that doesn't work over there. You got to look left off the sidewalk, don't you? And yeah, I nearly got run over, and I know quite a few people that have nearly been run over stepping off the sidewalk, especially on your busy roads.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Mhm.
So I know that we've been talking about paramotors and stuff like that, but back in the 80s, early 80s, I saw a news program about Australia, and there was this certain black interceptor with a Wayland supercharger running through the desert, and they were having a gas crisis. I think it's probably the gas crisis that spanned over from the 70s and stuff, and there were gangs of roving people and stuff. Is that still going on?
What, the race?
Yeah, the road race through the desert and trying to get the gas. And I mean, I figure since you're a pilot, you probably know that guy that flies the helicopter thing.
Gas crisis.
Yeah, I know a few chopper guys, but one year, two guys in a Ferrari, they crashed in that race and both died. And I think the race has been banned.
Okay, well, I know actually the race that you're talking about. I'm talking more of the Road Warrior race that happened in the 70s that was a sensational hit over here in the United States.
Yeah.
There was a black Ford Interceptor.
Oh, yes, I know what you mean now. Yeah, like Mad Max.
There you go. For anybody watching, actually, what he was just talking about, thinking that I was asking a serious question, they did have a race. And actually, the Ford Interceptors were some of the hottest machines that ran up that hill.
Yeah, no, they're big birds, as you know, Dave. They're big cars.
I've wanted one.
And,
as soon as I'm a billionaire, I'm going to buy one and import one.
Actually, they're very expensive.
They are.
Yeah.
I have actually looked to actually get one and get it imported.
Yeah. Mate's got one, and you can fit 12 inches of rubber without touching any guards.
Yeah.
That's what she says.
Ha ha ha. All right, Nicole. If I can, I'm going to do my my thing. And
can I just ask one question?
Yeah.
You were talking about insurance as in life insurance, but what about third party? That's what we call it here. In other words, if you were to crash your trike and set a field on fire or crash into cars or something, are you covered for that? No. See, that's the thing with having our license, in that we're covered for, I think, $10 million. If
Do
we
you have
land
an umbrella policy, like a liability policy?
Yeah. Like if I was to land in a wheat field, let's say, and catch it on fire, I'd be covered.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you personally have it, like unless you personally have an umbrella or a liability insurance policy.
Yeah.
But no.
Is that what you call it? Umbrella?
Umbrella or a liability. Yeah. I mean, umbrella.
Yeah. Well, liability, really, that's what it is.
Hey guys, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut in, but I got to cut out. I got to get to bed. I'm still not feeling that well, and I got to go to work in the morning.
oh, you're going to go foot launching, you know
Gorilla.
Yeah, I got to train foot launch. I love you guys, man. Our
Love
Paramotor
you too,
Nation.
buddy.
Thank you guys.
All right,
Shane,
Rick.
Up the t-shirt, Rick.
Dave, Nicole, thank you. And all the viewers, thank you guys very much, man. I really appreciate everybody.
No worries.
Talk to you soon.
Keep
Night.
that. Keep the kiting going.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad he's doing it. I think, as you said, we should all do it, and paragliding as well. That's what I want to do. But I'm
Free flight is
63.
Incredible.
I'm 63 going 64, so.
You're still young.
Oh.
You're still young. You're
Oh.
young enough to foot launch and to free fly.
I went to this lady's place. She had 20 kilo of raw sugar, and I got it from her. Turned around down the steps. Hey,
is that what they're calling it these days?
Yes. Put it this way, it only cost me $5.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Anyway, I came down the stairs and I missed the last step, and went head over heels and
Oh no.
took some bits off my toe and bits off my foot and bashed both knees and an elbow and my chest. But yeah, it's not. I'm still alive. So.
Hey, I want to be able to. I want to thank Craig Taylor again for putting that, help me with that logo on my wing, and Four Winds PPG out at Avon Park for helping me be able to put that wing or that logo on my wing, because I honestly had no clue how to do it. They have never done it, and if it wasn't for the four of us trying to keep the wing all stretched out and all that good stuff, and Craig Taylor was literally, I texted him, asked him how to do it. He walked me through it and we got it done. It looks great. And I'm super proud to be able to come on here and tell him thank you, and to thank Four Winds PVG for helping us out. Greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. I cannot thank Craig enough. I mean, I was texting him for almost an hour today, and he is still helping me with my pool, and I'm very, very thankful for that. I promise, Craig, I love you for more than just your pool expertise. I'll just say that, you're worth more than that to me. So, but no, I really do appreciate it. That's been incredible for us, and I really appreciate that you came all the way over here and really did walk through everything and help us out. That's definitely been amazing.
My friend just said there's a lot of love going on, and that's what you get on Paramotor Nation.
Yeah, that's what you get. No bashing. We're just love here.
Yeah.
No
it's
bashing.
All about the love.
Unless you don't have a reserve.
Unless you don't have a reserve, and then it's a free for all. Unless you keep your damn flotation in your car, then it's a free for all.
I don't want my truck to sink.
Just saying. Just saying.
I don't have a reserve, Nicole.
Yeah, you don't?
No.
Well.
No, actually, over here, not many powered parachutes have them.
Well, you have a parachute. I mean,
in my flying, I've never had any.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like you're flying a powered parachute, not a paraglider. Yeah. It's a little different.
It's a little different.
a little different.
My wing is fine. It's not going nowhere. It's fine.
So so Craig did ask some more questions about your worst flight, your lessons learned, and what your progressions are, what your weak parts are, and
Okay.
That
My
was
weakness.
oh, was that you, Dave? I thought that was Craig. Sorry.
me. You know what?
Craig,
You know
love
what? You know what?
Hey, first of all, my weakness is landing. I need an area code to land. I don't know why. In school, I can land no problem. I mean, within a smaller area. Now I need an area code. I don't know why. I really don't. I don't get it. I really don't. But anyways, I've learned so much. First of all, yeah, the what is it? Sky Tap. What?
Yeah.
The Sky Tap. What is it? What is this? Angel. Sky Tap
Yeah.
Angel. Oh my God. Okay, so I literally was so scared to fly after I got out of school until I watched his channel and realized you have to start pulling on things for that wing to go anywhere. If you just fly, it's be fine. It's fine. You don't need a reserve. It's fine. Anyways, no, seriously, honestly, I watched his channel and thought to myself, seriously, this wing is designed to fly and I'm comfortable. So whenever you see my videos where my legs are swinging, that's turbulence, and I'm giggling most of the time because I'm not scared at all. It's really kind of, actually, she should be nervous. My wife there. Don't look at her face. Right now.
One thing that Craig did ask, thank you so much, Dave. Now that you brought up your wife, Krista, love you, girl. So what would you advise to give to an aspiring pilot that has a spouse that is unsure about the sport?
All right, so my wife,
That was Craig.
That
Okay,
was Craig. Yeah.
I will tell you, my wife told me I had to do the full 2 weeks of training. So I did 12 days. And the only reason why is because the last 2 days were high winds and we weren't going to even be able to kite, more or less fly. And Swanee River was on the weekend, so it all worked out. But my wife.
Wait. So when I met you, you were like under how many flights?
31 or 33 at that time.
Oh, wow.
I had just left school. I left school, dropped my camper off, drove up to
He didn't even bring
Swanee.
his gear. Yeah, he didn't bring his gear.
Yeah.
No,
he was
'cause
not flying.
I was not going to fly because I did not want to be pressured in that situation, which is something that I was taught at Four Winds.
Good call.
You're gonna have guys that are, oh well, you can fly, it's easy. And
but it's more self. It's more self. Everybody else is flying. It looks smooth.
Correct.
Oh my God, I want to go fly. And you're going to talk yourself into something you wish you didn't.
Exactly. And I'm that kind of guy. So I purposely left my gear at home and I drove up and I had a great time. I met each and every one of you guys. And first of all,
I mean, you had to be with me during the show where everybody was acting like a fool.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Who started that show? While your camper was over there rocking. You were at some restaurant, so I don't know who was in your camper rocking it, but I
don't know because we were at a restaurant.
I disinfect that place then.
Yeah. Could be a good
that was a good weekend, Nicole, and the vlog that night, it was funny. It was good.
Yeah, it was funny. I was the only one sober. I don't know why that keeps happening.
The hell you say?
I was.
The truth comes out.
I was sober-ish.
I had not had a single drop of alcohol.
Yeah, I know. We tried, and you wouldn't drink anything.
No, it was criminal, actually. I feel abused.
Yeah, you were a fly-in. That was
I
my
know.
first fly-in. And you
I
were
know.
sober.
I'm gonna fly in after dark and I'm sober. What?
Mm.
Let me tell you, when she's drunk, she's funny as hell. Actually, when
I
she's
think-
sober, she's funny as hell too. But it's just a lot more f-bombs when she's drunk.
Yeah, my wife. We have a chart for my wife. The drunker she gets, the more f-bombs she gets per sentence, and that's how you know how drunk she is. Which right now she just told me shut the f up. What?
Nope. Swear jar.
Uh-oh.
Dave, I seen Kyle Lowe's first video the other night. Have you ever seen that?
His first one?
F-bomb galore. He was having a hard time. He had twists in his
Oh,
line.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You seen that one? I'd never seen it before.
Kiting and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I said
Actually, you
to
know
him,
what's funny is Kyle actually really doesn't cuss all that much unless he's on camera. No, he actually really doesn't cuss all that much at all.
Working in a pharmacy, he's got to have that under control.
Yeah. No, but when he gets frustrated or we're just screwing off, you'll hear him say something every once in a while in that South Louisiana or North Louisiana accent.
Yeah, I commented at the bottom. I said, "You've come a long way, mate." From that time.
I missed that group.
Yeah. And like you guys said, that's the best part of it when you're with a group of people and you've all got the same what's the word? You've got the same interest as everybody else. It's all to do with flying.
No, mine's lifeguards and flying personally.
Well, yeah.
Only
I
female.
can see that.
Is that Nicole on the left?
I'll take it.
Ironically, so would I.
You know, when she is in her spandex kiting, let me tell you, this girl can kite.
I seen her.
Yeah.
I can agree.
I saw it too.
She was in spandex. I mean, she can kite.
She kites very well.
She does. I think they were yoga pants.
We tried so hard for that weekend to get her in a coconut bra, and she nope. Mm-mm.
You didn't give her enough to drink.
She wouldn't have.
I could say something, but it'd be rude.
Thank you for knowing me so well. Thank you, Dave. I really appreciate it.
They don't. Oh no, better not.
Yeah, don't.
My channel.
Are we still live?
Yeah.
The after show.
Nicole, I think you did very well. Honestly, no, all jokes aside, I think you did exceptional with your kiting. I did watch you. The wind sucked over there. It was
City.
It rotor coming off of the trees. I actually tried to I think Ripman Ryden let me borrow his wing and his harness, and it was all I could do to keep the wing up. And honestly, if you watch any of those Swanee River videos when they show everybody kiting, then there was a bunch of people kiting. The wings were going up and coming right back down, going up, coming back down. And I was looking at me going, I feel like this is day 1 or 2 of me trying to kite because I could not keep the wing up. But if you turned and looked to see where the wind was coming from, it was coming over this big block of trees. And
well, Shane, if you notice too that all the young guys could keep it up, all the older guys were having problems.
Yeah, they all had stiff necks. Apparently, they couldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wanted to stop
You
myself.
were talking about kiting, weren't you?
The wing, Nicole. The wing. It was Rotor City. All the young guys, the young bucks, were out there. They had their wings. You know what? I'm gonna die. Nicole, I'll do it myself. Hold on.
Yeah.
I was going to say that would be a tough one to get out of, Dave.
You can't get out
Hey,
of
those,
don't stop digging.
yes. Hey, those trike.
You know,
the
I have
trike
the
races were pretty cool.
I have the want to shut up. I just don't have the ability.
Nor the skill.
Or maybe it's I have the ability to shut up, but I don't have the want.
Don't have the skill.
Yeah. No, I had a great time at the Swanee Fly-In, and I mean, I had a great time.
Could you imagine me trying to fly into the barbecue place?
Oh, I
can
actually
hear
shot
you
some
go.
approaches. I shot approaches over there and got like 5 feet off the ground. They were expecting me to land. I didn't, but it was an easy approach. It was a little bit of a hook turn coming in, but
That's the guy that knows how to land in a spot landing, not an area.
oh,
jump.
you're the guy that can't land on 45 acres.
No.
When I eventually have my para party / fly-in, whatever it's going to turn into, you're not allowed to fly.
I can fly, I just can't land.
As he
Yeah, there
doesn't
you go.
have any flotation.
Yeah, we got lakes right on either side.
I have flotation. It'll be in the truck. Just throw it to me when I go in.
Your flotation does you no good being in your truck, young man.
Krista,
I didn't fly over any water. I didn't fly over any water.
You know, you can be hit by lightning with blue sky out.
You can spit twice and hit water in Florida, sweetheart. Love. My dear. Oh my God.
Now you done it. Now you done it. I ain't
Here
gonna
we go.
save you. I'm going on
Here we
mute.
go. Throw me a lifesaver.
Great.
All right,
Nicole, there's
listen.
Seriously, no water.
But seriously, thank you both for joining us. I really do
Yes,
appreciate
ma'am.
it. This is one of our Meet the Community shows, and we greatly appreciate both of you being on with us tonight.
No
No, it's a good
worries.
deal.
Thank you, Nicole, Dave, everybody. It's always a treat.
So I'm going to go ahead and put in the chat the zoom.us for you guys to have the after show. I will not be staying on, but I will put that into the chat, and you guys can have fun as you see fit.
I gotta go to the store, so I will not be in the after show tonight either, guys. I'm gonna keep my computer on, and if there's anybody in after show, I might pop in and say hi. But I've got a lot of stock count tomorrow, so.
I'm going to stay in as long as it takes. That my wife is going to go to bed soon and not be "I told you so" kind of statement. So I'll just be hanging out here as long as I can.
Again, we do not promote insurance. You guys for taking what I was saying so seriously. Appreciate that. But seriously, AOPA.org. Check it out. Thank
Don't
you.
get on a bad side, Dave.
Then Kiana to the store. Yeah, right. Do what?
I said, don't get on her bad side by the sound of it.
Oh no, that's my little sis right there. I love her to
Oh.
pieces.
Oh, that's all right.
You know, actually, if anybody's ever been wondering, the people that are watching the show, the four of us actually fight and get along and laugh and cry like brothers and sisters. We talk
do.
every day.
We actually talk every single day, like multiple times a day. The four of us actually talk every day.
Except
Yeah.
you jerks keep on texting me at 4:30 in the frickin' morning.
That's probably me.
Oh, but if you're not in our same time zone, I mean, the rest of us have it together. We can't help it that you are so far.
You know what the difference between you and I are?
She's
It's 75 degrees, the wind's blowing about 2, and I'm posting another video tomorrow.
And she's blonde.
It was 75 degrees today, but the wind was like 23. And
Send it.
I know,
I
right?
did.
We were standing in the yard and like the trees are like this, right? And I'm like, totally flyable. And he was like, yeah, between these two trees, like you wouldn't even have to bring it up with a like a beach towel you could take off. I mean,
There
that's
you
how
go.
high the wind was.
Go down to the beach. 23 is manageable.
Could have flew from Texas.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Left Tampa to go right over to Texas. No problem.
You know, actually, if Florida was like that, it sounds like a good time to turn around and blow up one of those 6-foot beach balls and let it loose on the beach and watch the havoc ensue.
Yes.
Hey, Dave, how did you take that photo? You're nowhere near the ocean.
Yeah, we have oceanfront property in Arizona. Didn't you know that? Arizona's on the Pacific.
Well, I've seen your lake with the catfish, so maybe you can get some waves happening in that.
Hey, you know, I travel for a living, and this is what I have to put up with. What can I
It's
do?
a tough life.
It
isn't
really
it?
is.
Yeah.
All right,
So-
Nicole, I'd like to do my thing.
You're going to do your thing, and then we are going to cut out. So thank you so much, everyone, for you guys joining us. Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care.
All right, guys. Hey, we really want to thank you guys for joining our Paramotor Nation tonight. I want to thank the guests, Walter and also Shane, for coming on. Guys, we have fun doing this, so please consider hitting that thumbs up. The more thumbs up, the more the videos get out and start getting organic reach. Guys, that's what we're looking for, and that's why we're doing this, because we want to make sure that we get the message of paramotoring safely out there. Be sure you are joining Phoenix in Flight channel. If you are not subscribed, please go ahead and consider hitting that subscribe button. That would also go for the PPG Gorilla. We all know the PPG Gorilla, so make sure you guys are going over to his channel and hitting that subscribe. The guy that was with us, or not with us tonight, apparently he had a popcorn box big enough that his wife's head could fit in. Make sure you're going over to Paramotor Crazy's channel. I had to do it, Nicole. I had to.
Oh,
I could show you the text proof.
I can't wait till he watches the replay, because you know he's going to.
Oh, I know. In fact, he's watching right now. His wife's probably beating the hell out of him. Anyway, go over to Paramotor Crazy.
Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. We're going to hear about this tomorrow.
I got him. I finally got him. Go over to Paramotor Crazy's channel and hit that subscribe. And of course, for me, Trike Flyer, guys, I'm flying Trike finally again. I've got a re-up class here in a few days, or actually next week or so. And you guys will be seeing more Trike Flyer flights from the Trike Flyer. And you guys, if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and consider hitting that subscribe. Like to thank all our sponsors out there as well. Nicole, back to you. I'm going to hit the music.
Jim, I'm not sure who's hosting, but thank you so much for joining us tonight. You guys have a great night.